It's a great pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm amazed by the excited crowd that I have here today. My name is John, and I'm going to be the host here in the masterclass. First of all, very important, I hope you enjoyed the view over there, over beautiful Vienna, which is my hometown. So I'm even more happy that people from all around the world came here, both speakers and audience, to learn from each other and share their experiences. And our first session is going to be a very interesting one to kick off. So the title of the session is quite long. You guys reduced it afterwards, but the one that I have is Using the Power of the Cloud Services, Serverless Architectures, Applying Machine Learning Techniques to Create a Bot that Speaks Any Language. Sounds a lot. We'll break it down to shorter things. Our speakers that were presented are both from AWS. We have Renato Barbosa and Fernando Sapato here. So Renato is a solution architect at AWS, and Fernando is an enterprise solution architect. What do you need to know about them? So both have many, many years of experience in IT architecture and systems development, mainly with high complexity, high performance integrations. Both are very deep chatbot enthusiasts who have been working on impressive projects with Amazon with machine learning, deep learning, and AI. And the talk will focus about the fact that clearly bots are being a revolution that is transforming the world, and that it already is a reality. However, a lot of companies do not think about to link this transformation with the power of the cloud. So they still focus on very traditional scenarios. And what Fernando and Renato will show in their talk is how you can use AWS cloud computing and AI services that can empower you as clients to train, to train, and to easily integrate with highly scalable and extremely low-cost bots. And we'll show a few reference integrations. So without further ado, they're both from Brazil. They came a long way, so I would ask you to welcome both on stage. Very warm applause. Please welcome Renato and Fernando.
Thank you. Hello. Good morning. And my name is Renato Barbosa. As he told, I am a solution architect and I work for Amazon Web Services. It's also to be here because three things. First of all, because we are from Brazil.
Yes, Brazil.
and it's not so common. Some solutions and some kind of technology coming from there. It's not common for us, so it's really awesome to be here and talking about chatbots. The second thing, it's pretty impressive how we are here talking about chatbots, because in Brazil we don't see lots of people like this talking about chatbots. So it's really good to be here with the community and share this moment. And the third thing is, I would like to say that thank you so much for radio and the ChatbotConf to give us the opportunity to share some knowledge with you. Okay. So to start the presentation, I will talk about the agenda. First of all, we are going to talk about a little bit of the cloud, what means AWS, Amazon Web Services. After, we are going to a little bit dive into the cloud, talking about serverless architectures. Then we are going to talk about what happened and how this project started. After, we are share some information about what is the bot components, and for the end, the serverless bot platform that is our project. Okay, we have some fun demos also. So first of all, what is cloud? I think most of you maybe know what is cloud, and most of you maybe have an idea what is cloud. But the point is, what is cloud? When you start to create your chatbot, or you have your own application, you can start coding in your computer, and in a moment you probably will run this application for production, right? So you need to put this application somewhere. If you don't use the cloud, you're gonna need to buy a server, and hopefully you imagine how many cores and memory run that you need to run your application, right? The most big benefits of the cloud is that you don't need to guess how many infrastructure or how many servers do you need to build this application to be high available. You don't need to care about how many machines you need for fault tolerance and all this kind of infrastructure. So what I thought is, why could not take the same thing from the cloud and apply to the chatbots? So this is the cloud, the power to run wherever you want or whatever code you have, and without the need to buy a large data center with hundreds of servers to launch any kind of application that maybe someday will not be working, okay? Or will not achieve 100% of this usage. This is AWS. This is our region. So we have regions in South America. Woohoo! One.
Brazil!
We have 6 regions in North America. We have 3 regions running in Europe. There will be 2 new ones. And we have also 6 other regions into the Asia. So every place that has a yellow ball, you can deploy whatever you want or whatever you need. If you need a server in Brazil, you can have a server in 1 minute. If you need a server in Japan or in Oregon, US, you can run your application wherever you need. So what is serverless application? Serverless, this is a this is a kind of weird word, because Amazon introduced this name in 2014, like serverless, and serverless means no server. Okay, Renato, you are talking that you can run any server in any place of the world, and now you say, oh, you don't need servers. No, it's not like this. What Amazon wants to say with serverless is that you don't need to manage your servers. So imagine that you have your application, like your code or your chatbot code, and you want to run this serverless. You want to run this serverless. So what you do is you take your code. There is a service in Amazon that you put your code there, and Amazon does everything for you. So Amazon takes this code, put in a server, and start running this. And if you need to scale because your chatbot comes to the social network and lots of people around the world are using your chatbot you will automatically scale to other machines. So it's the power to just focus on the code and don't care about the infrastructure. This is the key points of serverless. So you don't need to manage anything. The cloud will do it for you. Just focus on the code. The second thing is you never pay for idle. That's perfect. So imagine that you could go to a restaurant, and if you want to eat wherever you want to eat, you just pay for what you exactly eat. If you don't eat half of your plate, you don't pay for that. It's the same, but on the serverless. So if you run 100 functions of serverless, you're going to pay for 100 functions. To be more pretty. If you have your chatbot running all the day, and at the night nobody talks with your chatbot, you don't pay anything for the night. So it's really good. The third one is scale. So you can scale automatically, and you don't need to worry about high availability and fault tolerance because Amazon does this for you. This is a kind of explanation. You have a function right here in the middle. You can code your function in 4 different languages like Node.js, Python, Java, C#. This function will access some resource like database or any other kind of endpoint API that you have. Or also, if you need to run this function inside the network, you can put this function to run in a network, and this network can have a VPN directly through your data center, and you can access your information. And in the left, we have an event. Okay, I have a code, and to this code run, something must happen. Maybe a user send a message to my chatbot. Maybe someone asking in an endpoint request. Okay, so something happened, an event, and then this Lambda function will wake up and run. Okay, so I told you guys about the serverless. I told you about the cloud. So we have this huge capacity of infrastructure to run. You have the ability to run your code without caring about servers. But let's talk a little bit more about bots. I was working with a customer with a really nice project about innovation and commercial refrigerators in Brazil. And they have a huge challenge because they monitor all the refrigerator, and the only challenge that they have is leverage the selling things. So there is lots of people passing in front of the refrigerator, and no one was open the door and take some products. I was having a launch with this customer, and this customer said, man, I need to leverage selling things. And he said, I have an idea. What if in the final of the championship in Brazil, the final one, the soccer one, the football, this refrigerator could shout when something happened in the game. If a goal happened, I want this refrigerator shout and say, oh, come on, take some beers, let's drink it. And also I want that I want that if you take the beer, the person start talking with the refrigerator.
Very normal. I talk with my every day.
Yeah. It's common.
Normal.
I always when I come home in Brazil, I don't know you, but I have a refrigerator that I cheers with here.
Yes, we have a big one here. Yes. Hey, please give me a beer. Give me a beer. It's not a good idea for me.
So the point was, I thought, what? It's not good. I think I thought in that moment with the customer, I thought, oh, it's an idiot idea, but I didn't tell him, of course. At this moment, I come back to Amazon. As we are a customer obsessed company, we always look to the customer. I have a coffee with this guy, and I say, man, we need to help this customer. We need to do something. We need to create something to help him. This was something like 10 months ago. I didn't know anything about bots, and now the journey begins.
Yes. Let's talk about bots. When we started creating our solution, we identified the most important components we would have to create or build. The first one, let's talk about components. Okay, the NLP engine. We knew that we could need something like that. We don't know why, because we don't understand about bots. In the past, only a coffee and only a refrigerator that needs to talk. It's a crazy idea. Here we have a big problem, but I will explain in the next slide because we need to talk in Portuguese with the refrigerator, okay? NLP engine, big problem in Portuguese, okay? So, the next one, the client. The client is very important in our solution because it would the interface with the refrigerator, okay? We have an important piece here to our bot. So, orchestration layer. We have a huge part of our solution here. We have a lot of code that can solve entities, that can inject context, identify context, that can generate logs. We need a hard work here to make the conversation happens. Okay. Last but certainly not least, we have the business rules. So, can you imagine if the guy in front of the refrigerator need to talk something and we need to get the price of the products, okay? We need to have an integration with some legacy system, for example, okay? We have a big problem here too. We are from Brazil.
Again,
Yes.
you're from Brazil.
Yes. Not one of NLP engines are good enough to solve our problems talking Portuguese, understanding Portuguese. I believe that other countries in the world has the same problem, I believe. So,
Yeah. This is a huge problem because NLP is just starting. It's not a technology that happens for a long time. So in English, it's really easy because there is a community working. In Brazil, maybe we guys. and some companies doing a lot of jobs. So at this moment, we thought, man, there is some huge companies like Amazon that works with Alexa and this kind of integration and bots, human robots, and they do not release anything in Portuguese at all till now. And another huge companies, they also did this. So how can we solve this? Because NLP is not good enough to solve our problems. So we need to think out of the box. We need to change our view to solve this problem.
yes, we had a great idea. So, let's create our OW engine. Another crazy idea because NLP, it's very complex to build and to correlate words. We have ontology, we have we have a lot of grammatical rules and something like that. So, we created our OW engine. And the name of our engine is IRE. It's Intent Resolution Engine. Let's talk about IRE. Another crazy idea from that guy. Okay, we have three big blocks in our solution. We have one block, the name is Entity Resolution. We use a lot of algorithms to understand entities. For example, if you say, what is the weather today for Vienna? Vienna and today, it's a very important words or strings in our solution because we need to extract these words to know about Vienna and to know about the weather today, okay? We are using fuzzy anagrams and some other kind of code to identify and extract this piece of texts from Amazon DynamoDB. DynamoDB, it's a key value database with high throughput.
Yeah, NoSQL.
More about Dynamo?
Yeah, it's a NoSQL database, so like Cassandra and MongoDB you can run. The difference is when you run like Cassandra or Mongo, you have to manage all these servers. What Amazon does with DynamoDB is we manage all these servers for you. So you don't need to care about high availability, fault tolerance or performance. If you give us some data, we will store this for you, and it's okay. You just pay per use. It's the same.
Okay, but if you need, you can extend our solution and you can create your own engine to identify and to extract entities, okay? It's very extensible. So, here we have another big problem. When we are talking about classification, we found a lot of engines, but that engines don't work with machine learning algorithms. We found a lot of engines that works with regex, it's okay to identify patterns, sometimes bag of words, and we have a big problem with imbalanced models, okay? Because if you have a lot of intents and utterance, we maybe you can have some problems with the unbalanced models, okay? So we are using SVM, Bayes, Elasticsearch, and the most important algorithm that we are using is AMC. The name is Aunt Maricota classifier because Maricota was a teacher that I had in the school. Yes.
Yeah,
Thanks, Maricota.
this teacher tell him the theory of
Sets. Theory of sets.
yes.
Yes. EMC, it's an algorithm based in bag of words, but we are using dynamic vector machines to resolve entities. It's an amazing one key point. Patent. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't copy.
Yeah. This in this point it's really important because depending into the model that you trained your bot, if you want to move to our solution, or if you are training your bot just starting with our solution, is that you can choose the classification agent that you want. So if you want to create another one, you look to your model and say, oh, this kind of model, it needs a different kind of classification model. You can create another one and start using. It's good for you.
Yes, it's very extensible. You can create your own classification engine. So we have another block that can measure the confidence of the response or something like that. We can use J-Winkler. It's a famous algorithm to score the difference within strings. But now Maricota help us. We have another algorithm, the AMD, the Aunt Maricota distance, that's based in theory of sets. We only can make groups of the strings and group of words, and we have a score using some theory of sets technique. After the session, we can dive deep more with you about the technique. But if you need, you can create or put other kind of confidence engine. So we have here 4 blocks. We have an SDK, we have IR, and we have business rules. The SDK we are using to deliver the platform, the serverless bot platform to the customers. IRI is our engine that you can use to identify the intents. But if you need to connect your bot with the legacy applications, with your business, you can use AWS Lambda using the serverless pattern that Renato said. And we have an orchestration layer that can build all the conversation.
One key point right here is that when you need to create your bot, you need to do this by yourself.
Yes.
And into the serverless bot platform, you don't need to code anything if you don't want to create your bot. We can do all this for you. You just push a button. We have some kind of automation in the cloud that we code we code infrastructure as code. So if you push a button, we will deploy all this stuff in your AWS account and you have your bot built. You just need to start teaching your bot. You don't need to create an orchestration layer to talk to your NLP engine. You don't need to create your orchestration layer to make everything work. We do all this for you.
Yes. We created a package from all these components, and we have the serverless bot platform, SBP. Okay? So here we have a high-level architecture that explains more about the flow of data. We have the devices, Amazon API Gateway. It's HTTP endpoint, okay, it's an API. We have Lambda that runs the core, the IRI, and the other components that we are talking. We have the Amazon Poly that can create audio feedback. Okay, it's the text-to-speech. Amazon DB, NoSQL database. We have a lot of other lambdas that you can use to connect with your background, the legacy applications. Here we have our trained model, and we have our knowledge base, our brain. Okay? So, let's do
Demo
funny
time.
demos.
So we told you that we have a chatbot solution, or better, a chatbot platform that could talk any kind of language.
Yes, we have an
So-
agnostic engine.
So as Fernando told you, we don't do a deep dive into the language. So if you are a Game of Thrones fan, I'm not, because there is just one reason. Because if I start watching one episode, I will need to see all the episodes. So I'm trying to keep myself away from the first one. So if I start the first one, I'm pretty sure that I will start that I will watch to the end one. But if you are a Game of Thrones fans and you have, I know that I was in a customer meeting last week, I think so. And the customer said, so if you don't look to the idiom, can I put the Game of Thrones language into your bot? And I said,
Another
yes.
crazy idea.
And
But
he
you can.
said, whoa, I'm going to build a Game of Thrones bot right now. Because I knew that Game of Thrones has a kind of own language. So we are going to demo 6 different idioms. So we have Dutch, we have a Spanish, we have an Italian, we have a French, an English, and Portuguese.
Yes,
So
Brazil.
Brazil, yeah. Refrigerator talking to the people. If you go to Brazil, you're going to talk to a refrigerator. Please learn Portuguese before you go there.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask the name of the bot in German.
Yes, we cannot pronunciate.
Yeah,
this.
I don't talk German,
Yes.
so sorry. I will just type. And I hope everything comes okay. This is the first interaction, so take a little too long.
Wie kann ich Ihnen helfen?
I hope he said, my name is John.
Yes.
How can I help you?
Is it okay? Because we don't know.
Yeah. I will do it again because just to show you that the first time runs a little bit slower.
Mein Name ist Jon. Wie kann ich Ihnen helfen?
Yeah. As I told you, my code is on code storage. And when I run the first time, Amazon take this code, put in a server, and runs this code. So it takes a little bit more because it needs to load everything. Once it's loaded, my bot runs really fast. Okay? Now we are going to demonstrate a different one. We have interaction with like an authentication that we can do by having a conversation to the customer, and in some moment you ask a picture. We have in Amazon another service, another AI services called recognition, that you can find people into your picture, you can find objects, you can check the emotions and different kind of stuff. So what we did in this demonstration, we're gonna talk to the bot will ask a picture, and if the picture is from someone that it's on the database, it will answer, okay, you are in my database, I know this about you, and if you're not, okay, you are not on my database, I don't know nothing, get out of here, something like that.
Okay, in Spanish, but we don't talk Spanish too. Espejito, espejito mío.
The first time in Spanish will take a little
Yes.
too long.
Ta-na-na-na-na-na-na. I believe that I am in that database. I don't know.
Hola Fernando, gracias por participar en la demostración. Una vez identificado, podemos buscar información registrada en nuestros bancos de datos. Por ejemplo, decir que tienes un saldo de 583.285
Oh my God.
pesos en tu cuenta.
You didn't told me this.
I am a rich man.
Que vas en la cuota número 173 de tu crédito hipotecario. Recordarte que la fecha de pago de tu tarjeta es el 15 de junio.
That's
Junio.
Spanish.
Junio? Man,
That's Spanish.
I paid.
Okay, so now we are going to do a different interaction. The first one was just, what's your name? And the bot answer. The second one was a recognition. We take a picture and we create a small conversation. Now we are going to ask the bot the weather, and the bot will ask something to me. I will answer, and let's know what's going to happen. This is in Italian. I don't talk Italian, so.
But Elena can.
Yeah.
Hello, Elena.
Yes, help us.
Provisioni del tempo.
Provisione del tiempo. I hope so.
We believe that it's right. It's right?
Quale giorno? Oggi.
Oggi.
Solo un minuto.
Sì.
Le previsioni meteo per oggi nella città di Sao Paulo è il massimo, 30 e il minimo di 19.
And when you look to the bot components, what we are doing in this moment, we do all the classification. We know that to answer the weather provision or weather forecast, we need an information. When do you want to know? And when I give back an answer, you remember the business rules? This business rule is another Lambda function that only runs once this is called, and it goes to an API in Brazil and searches the weather provision in São Paulo. Okay, perfect. So this is the last one. I will just show you in English because our time is over. Where do you live? Oh, come on.
In your heart.
Just to finalize the last slide, these are some really important key points from the solution. It's pay-per use. You have 2 minutes deploy, 2 seconds to scale. You have one endpoint API. It's language agnostic. You have IR. You can customize your classification.
Customize your engine.
Yes. We have reactive and proactive conversations. It's open source, so it's going to be available in GitHub in some weeks, and all of you can clone and break it.
Make it better.
Yeah.
Make it better.
Feel free to break it. It's all customizable. You can extend NLP engines. After, if you have the conversation logs, you can just plug an NLP engine and start understand this information. And the last thing is the return. We use Poly. Poly is like the text-to-speech from Amazon. It's really awesome. It looks like a human talking. So that's it, guy. Anyone can build a bot. Thank you so much, Dunk. And that's it.
Thank you.